Hello and welcome back to the FS Football channel and to the Manchester United versus Arsenal match preview. Now this is a huge game for both teams' seasons. Obviously Arsenal are currently sat in 12th place above Manchester United by 2 points, although Man United do have a game in hand. And both teams come into this game off the back of a win in Europe. Obviously Manchester United absolutely destroying RB Leipzig, the team top of the Bundesliga 5-0, while Arsenal coming to the game having just been Dundalk 3-0. Now Arsenal will be quite optimistic about this game. I feel like after what they did last season against Manchester United, obviously they beat us when Mikel Arteta took over, and it was quite a convincing victory. Mikel Arteta will believe he can do it again, and I don't think it's going to be as easy this season. Mikel Arteta has messed around with two formations, primarily two formations this season, and that is a 4-3-3 and a 3-4-3. And in these formations, one player is absolutely key to making these systems work, and that is Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney will play either as a left back or a left centre back, depending on if they play the 4 or the 3. And he is so important to unlocking Aubameyang down that left hand side. When playing as a 3, he has to overlap, and then someone usually Ainsley Maitland-Niles or Saka will then tuck into more of a midfield sort of thing, make it more of a 4-3-3. And when playing as a 4, he will still make them bombing overlaps, drawing the fullback, allowing Aubameyang to then cut in and use his exceptional pace, his finishing, his dribbling skills, all of his amazing attributes that make him one of the best players in the Premier League and one of the best strikers in the world. The key players for Arsenal, really, in my opinion, has to be, like I say, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Thomas Partey in midfield. I feel like he's just a fantastic ball winner and is a player that can recycle the ball. He hasn't started amazingly for Arsenal, I don't think. I don't think he was great against Leicester, but he's gonna start to kick on. The more he plays, the more time he has in training with his new teammates, he will kick on. And I think Arsenal will really relying on him in this Manchester United game. And finally, it's Gabriel for me in centre back. I think Gabriel has taken to the Premier League like a Dutch water, and he's taken it. He's taken every game by the scruff of the neck, and he's been fantastic to me. He's got plenty of pace, strength. He can read the game well. He's a brilliant centre back. For me, one thing Arsenal do lack is a bit of creativity, and obviously without Mesut Ozil, obviously he's not even been registered for Arsenal. I don't know where that creativity is going to come from. I think Bukayo Saka is a good player. I think like he's young, he's got plenty of potential in him, but I don't think he's the player they need right now playing in midfield. Dani Ceballos, I don't think is an elite creator. I think he's very good at transitional play, picking the ball up, but I think he's outstanding. Willian, I don't think he's the player that us fans thought they were getting. Nicolas Pepe, I won't say, isn't really a creator. Lacazette isn't either. Xhaka, he's not really creative. Definitely, Thomas Partey definitely isn't either. So I think like they've got a real lack of creativity in that midfield and forward line. And I think like quite often they rely on a piece of Aubameyang magic. I don't know why Mesut Ozil has not been put in the squad. For me, I think it's got way more to do with the board than the manager. I don't think the manager wants to not have him in the squad. I think if given the opportunity, Mesut Ozil probably would be starting for Mikel Arteta. I think he's an elite creator and playmaker, and that's exactly what Arsenal need. Right now, they've got players like Joe Willock playing in cameo roles in the Europa League, for example. And you're not telling me he'd rather have Joe Willock starting for him, or at least playing for him over Mesut Ozil. No, he wouldn't. So I feel like there's a lot more behind the scenes going on with Mesut Ozil than is being let out. And I feel like a lot of people agree with me. And it'd be interesting when Mesut Ozil leaves Arsenal, which he's going to have to do at this point now, if anything does come out about what has gone on in that situation. Speaking about Mesut Ozil not being able to play, we'll look at who else Arsenal are missing out on for this game. We've got Gabriel Martinelli. He's just returning from injury. I believe he's just returned to training today or within the last week. So he won't be match fit. So he will be out. David Luiz is injured, so is Rob Holding, Callum Chambers, and of course Pablo Mari, who got injured last season against Manchester City after lockdown, meaning they do have a real lack of centre-back options. We've seen in the last couple of games for Arsenal, when they have played that free, Granit Xhaka has played as a centre-back quite often. And I feel like that's something that Xhaka is capable of doing. I think he's a very similar player to David Luiz in that position, where he's going to have a mistake, but his distribution and ball playing skills is such an asset, and he can get players up the pitch. Anyway, let's talk about Manchester United. Manchester United, of course, as I briefly mentioned earlier, we came off the back of beating the Bundesliga's best team, RB Leipzig, 5-0 in the week. The watch along for that will be in the link down below / on my channel. And I felt like we were brilliant. We experimented with playing a diamond in midfield, and it worked an absolute treat. Fred is incredible. He's been incredible for the last couple of games, and he is a must start for this Manchester United team. And I feel like he will start in this game. And I think they will. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will start with a diamond. This is the team I think they will play. Obviously, we've got the back four is the usual back four. Luke Shaw at left back, because Alex Telles has got COVID-19, unfortunately, so he can't play. I hope he recovers well, and I'm looking forward to seeing him back on the pitch when he can be, because he's a fantastic left back, and we've only really seen the start from him. Obviously, the normal back two is Maguire and Lindelof. Aaron Wan-Bissaka solid, and I think he's going to have a big game up against Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang today. But I feel like he's pocketed Neymar, he's pocketed Mbappe, he's incredible. He's pocketed Sterling multiple occasions. He can take this challenge up against Aubameyang and win it. We're going into midfield. I have gone for the diamond. I think this is our best diamond. It's Nemanja Matic in defensive midfield. A midfield three, well, of this point really, is Fred, Pogba, and Bruno Fernandes. I feel like I said, Fred is absolutely vital. He's my man of match for that RB Leipzig game, and he was incredible. He was winning tackle after tackle, and he was so instrumental on all the things we did well. Even if he didn't get a goal or an assist, he won the ball so many times. I think it was Mason Greenwood's first one. He won the tackle, gave it to Pogba, who then gave it to Greenwood, who finished fantastically. So I think Fred should be starting. Yes, it's a shame Donny van de Beek isn't starting, but Donny van de Beek isn't a player that can play that role like Fred does. And I feel like Donny van de Beek is either a Pogba replacement or a Bruno Fernandes replacement, not both. Maybe if you start Fred in defensive midfield as that lone pivot, maybe you can try and sneak Donny van de Beek in. Although I don't know how well that works. I think Fred did go to that pivot a bit against RB Leipzig, and I don't think he did terribly. But I don't know how much you can rely on Fred to play that pivot all on his own week in, week out. I think in a midfield two, in a double pivot really, he's fantastic and can really do a job there. Then obviously in the front line, Anthony Martial is suspended for this game, so I've got Mason Greenwood partnering Marcus Rashford. Like I say, it's exciting to see these two players play together, and I feel like there's more to come from them. Mason Greenwood's getting better in each and every game he plays. Marcus Rashford the same, and it's great to see Marcus Rashford isn't just doing great work off the pitch, but also doing great work on it. Obviously, on the bench, we will have players like Edinson Cavani who could come on or even start, really. He obviously did score against RB Leipzig. Unfortunately, he was offside, but it was a good finish. And it was a promising that he can play, and he does still have that great finishing, which we've all know he's had, but we weren't sure what his injuries had really done to him. But it proves he is still that top-class striker we've all seen him be over the last couple of years. Anyway, so that was what I believe Ollie will play. And my team is pretty much absolutely the same. The only change I would make is I would take Victor Lindelof out and put in Axel Tuanzebe. The only reason I would do that is because of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Like I say, Kieran Tierney will bomb forward no matter where he is, meaning Aaron Wan-Bissaka will have both Kieran Tierney to deal with and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now, as good as Aaron Wan-Bissaka is, he can't always deal with 2v1. And we saw in the PSG game, Axel Tuanzebe play on that right-hand side alongside Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and they were both brilliant up against Neymar and Mbappe. Now, obviously, like I say, Mbappe won't... Obviously, their striker isn't Mbappe, but Aubameyang will drift so central. He will play as a number 9 quite a lot often, and in a 1v1 foot race, I have confidence in Axel Tuanzebe being able to keep up like he did against Mbappe. And Victor Lindelof, however, I don't see the same. So I would like to see Axel Tuanzebe start, although I don't think Lindelof has been bad recently, and obviously I wouldn't be surprised, like I say, to see Lindelof start. This is my combined 11 for both teams. Just points beforehand. This team, there's a few debatable ones, things I would change, but I've tried to keep it quite fair. I've made it place that they can only be, if they can start, they can play. So obviously Anthony Martial, he could be in there, but obviously he can't play today, so he's not in there. Same with Alex Telles, so on and so forth. So I've gone David De Gea in goal. He looks back to his best David De Gea, and he's no way Bernard Leno beating him. Even last year, Bernard Leno weren't beating him for me. Right back, again, it's a non-question. It's a non-start. It's Aaron Wan-Bissaka every day of the week. Hector Bellerin isn't even good enough to lace his boots. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is an absolute class above and deserves to be our right back. Now, as centre back, I've gone for Gabriel partnering Harry Maguire. I feel like these are both I feel like Gabriel is Arsenal's best centre back for me, and I think like I said earlier, he's set the Premier League on fire since he's joined, and I think he would partner Harry Maguire very well. Obviously, Manchester United were reported to be interested in him, but I don't think we actually ever put a bid in, but I feel like he would have been a fantastic partnership for Maguire. And obviously, my left centre back is Harry Maguire. He looks fantastic right now. He looks back to his best, and he's bounced back from what was an awful game. Set of games really. Obviously, resulting in him getting sent off for England, and which right then and there he's kind of put that poor form behind him and kicked on. Obviously, he scored against Newcastle. Was brilliant against Newcastle, and he hasn't looked back since. And then at left back, I put Kieran Tierney. Now into my midfield too, I feel like I've put Paul Pogba in there. He's an amazing player and he deserves to be in there. Thomas Partey has also gone in there instead of Fred. Now I would like to put Fred in here, but again, Thomas Partey, what he's done at Atletico Madrid, I couldn't count that out, and I believe Thomas Partey will become a great player, despite the fact he hasn't really shown it so far since he's been at Arsenal. But I think he will kick on, and I'm putting Thomas Partey in because of what he's done more at Atletico Madrid. But I think Fred was so close to going in there. Again, it's just kind of giving Arsenal something. And then we go to the front line. All the attacking midfielders / wingers are Manchester United players. Have gone for Marcus Rashford on the left, Mason Greenwood on the right, and Bruno Fernandes in cam. Arsenal players don't get anywhere close to this. Nicolas Pepe maybe could have went in on that right hand side, and Bruno Fernandes in cam. Arsenal do not have an attacking midfielder. Like I say, Mesut Ozil is their best cam, and he's sat at home unregistered. And up top, I have gone for Aubameyang. People will say Aubameyang plays off the left, so what? I would move then Rashford up front, who's playing up front right now for Manchester United. It doesn't really matter where I've positioned Aubameyang. Either way, he is getting in the team, and it would be a Manchester United player replacing him up top. So yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. Like I say, the watch along for this channel for the game will be at 4:00. Kickoff at 4:30, like the graphic on my right says. Anyway, if you have enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button below. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you next time. Peace.